Well, hello folks, and welcome back. The 450 is getting its workout today, so let's get right into it. All right, so here we are loaded up with the new machine, the Sani SY80U. That's like a 19,300 pound machine, something like that, I think is what they say it is. We got a bigger bucket on it. I don't know if that weight includes the bucket or not. I don't know how they do it, but we are loaded up to the 2021 F-450. We're ready to roll. So what do we got going on? So I'm gonna take this machine down to the job site. We're doing a fixing up a culvert that was installed wrong last year when they redid the road. They put all new culverts in, and they put one side of the culvert way too high, and it has to pull up quite substantially before it drains out. So we're going down to fix this up. I've got John running the machine, so I won't even get to put the first scratches on the bucket. Yeah, that sucks, but anyway, we got John running the machine. We got Brady and Shane heading down to give him a hand. It's all rocked up nice. We got to take the rock out, and we got to take the gravel out. They got the 350 with the gravel that you've seen in the last video. So we got to touch up the driveway once we're done. All right, let's pull on out of here. I'm gonna make the hard right-hand turn out of my driveway because it's much quicker than turning left and going all the way down to the other side of the highway. This will literally shave at least 3 minutes off my time. So I'm gonna give this hard right-hand turn a try here with the weight on the back of the trailer. It's not something you want to do a lot. You try to minimize the really sharp turns when you have a load on, just because it's just harder on your trailer. Okay, we are rolling. All right, well, let's get this thing dropped off for the boys, and then we're done that lot clearing job that I stopped at yesterday. I sent Buddy the videos. He's really happy with what's done there. So I need to go pick up the 080, and I'm gonna take the 080 and the mulcher, come back and grab the bucket from my place, and head over to the chalet property, because I've got two more lots that I need to get cleared, and 2 septic perk tests that I need to dig in preparation for Monday. Drop that off, and then once the boys are done, I'm gonna head back down and grab this machine and keep it loaded on the trailer for tomorrow's job. So yeah, the 450 is going to get its workout today. We've got 70,000 kilometers on this thing right now. The engine light is still on. I have not taken it back to the dealer yet to get that corrected, so that's what's going on with that. It does need to go to the dealer because it sounds like I have a ball joint or a tie rod in the front that is making some noise. Ball joint making some noise in the front end. It's a little squeaky. So yeah, that will be the first front end part that I've ever replaced on a Ford if it needs to be replaced. And this is the least miles I have on any of my trucks, so that's kind of interesting. But all right, well, we're trucking today. We're spending some fuel. I honestly can't say enough times how much of a pleasure this truck is to haul with. You know, here I am, one little hand on the steering wheel, one little hand, a couple fingers, I guess, and this thing just cruises along. Might see 8th gear, really hard hills it will see 7th, and that's it. Barely lose any speed at all. Never had any temperature issues or anything like that, and it's super solid. Brakes are strong, and I've got some pretty good sized tires on this thing. I got 265 tires on this, so they're heavy, and they're a big rotation back there, or you know, here. But anyway, we're approaching our exit up here. Drop this bad boy off, and then snap right around and go grab the 080. Clean the tracks off because it's starting to be a pretty wet area in there. Get that all cleaned off. And that's back in the middle of nowhere. So I'll get some footage of that job this time. But you guys have seen me drop that off, and it's just a typical road for this truck. Okay, the new 80 is dropped off, airing down the airbags. Now we are en route to Blockhouse area to grab the 080. Yep. Trucking. All right, well, we have arrived. The first thing I'm gonna do is walk the machine down and fill it up. And I'll pull the truck back ahead and get this thing chained down and get on out of here. This was a good sized clearing job, really nice stuff to work with. Mostly spruce and pine. We got it's probably about 4 acres here, I'd say, roughly cleared. The machine performed awesome, as it always tends to. But yeah, here we are. So we started here and we worked our way down that way. It's a wetland sort of situation down there. Came up across this sort of boundary line here, and then a bunch down there too is all cleared. So yeah, it was a good job. It was a fun job, actually. I never got to run the gear on any of it, but between John and Dave, they got her done. So walk this thing up to the road, fuel it up, clean the old tracks off her, load her on the trailer, and get her on out of here and over to the chalet property. And then by then, we'll see how the boys are making out down there, that culvert job. And I might have to jump in the truck and head back down there, grab that machine. But I need this to do some mulching and get a couple test pits dug over at the chalet property. Okay, so the old dirty girl is loaded up, ready to go. Take a look at this truck. People ask me sometimes, man, how can you stand that truck being that dirty? Why don't you keep it clean? Look around me. This is what I'm into on a daily basis, pretty much. So this truck was not bought to drive around parking lots looking shiny and looking all good. Obviously I like it when it's shiny, but that happens like twice a year. Anyway, loaded up, ready to go. I got to stop back at the house and get the bucket. So that's the next stop, back in my driveway, because that's just a crappy situation. I can't pull in and get turned around. Back in my driveway, somehow try to use the skid steer with the mulcher attachment on it to load the bucket on the back of this thing. And the door on the skid steer opens out, so I can't have anything hanging down in my way while I'm trying to do that. That's the one disadvantage with that door. The Kubota style slides up, and I think so does the Takeuchi. I'm pretty sure the door slides up. So that's definitely a huge advantage with those two machines. You can get out of your cab. But anyway, let's pounder back this old wood road and get on out of here. Well, we're almost done this next stage of my journey for the day. We're almost to the chalet property with the 080. I stopped at the house and grabbed the bucket, loaded it on with the skid steer. That's the beauty of the skid steer, man, like being able to switch the attachment so quick. I had the mulcher off and the bucket on like literally within 2 minutes. But I love having that. I love having that around. Anyway, yeah, so the guys called me. They sent me some photos. They're done. So the culvert has been lowered, re-rocked, gravel spread. Everything looks great. So once I drop this off, I'm gonna get swung around, hightail it back down, and grab the SY80. And then I will park that in my driveway on the trailer hooked up to this truck. Then I'm gonna head over here, that's what my game plan is, and start mulching out these next 2 lots to get ready for the septics and putting the footings in and all that stuff for the chalets. So it's 10:45 right now. Hopefully I'll get at least a couple hours in over here before the end of the day. That's what my end goal was going to be. First things first, we got to get this old girl unloaded, get the bucket off inside the gate, swing on back around, grab the rubber track. All right, well, we're loaded back up again. Machine got a little dirt on it now. Blade, a couple scratches on the bucket, and we're ready to roll. So over there is the culvert that we replaced. I'm not gonna go too far. There's plumbers over there and everything else going on in the house right now. So just jump back in this bad boy, head to my place, and then jump in a different truck and head over to chalet property, start getting some lots cleared. It's honestly an absolute pleasure to haul with this machine. I mean, I guess it's a machine to haul with this truck. Where that machine's at right now, I tell you what, that just might be where it's gonna stay, because this feels good. I got a little bit of bobbing, but not much at all. It feels pretty solid back there with the boom face to the back, the way that I used to do it. It's hard to say, it's hard to say. My 95 definitely hauls better with the boom facing forward, but this machine here, this seems to haul really nice with the boom facing back. Anyway, we got options. We got lots of deck space. We got options. So the truck definitely got its workout today. It's been hauling. I got my workout. I chained down, I unloaded, then I chained down, I unloaded, and now I chained down. I'm not gonna have to unload this, it's staying on the trailer, so that's nice. So yeah, when I get to my place, I'm gonna jump in the Chev and head on over to chalet property. Got the measuring tape. I gotta measure where the septics are, measure my distance from the water, and get the two lots mulched off and ready to go. It's 12:30 right now, so yeah, I should be able to get a couple hours, at least a couple hours work in by the time I get there and get set up. It takes some time to track the machine in there. She's a pretty long road, but it's a nice road now. We got her all fixed up. Well, she's a pretty busy spot here right now. Get the 550. I'm jumping in the Chev. The 450 and the 80 are all loaded up and ready to go. John's loading the 345 on the tri-axle with the 350. He's heading over to that garage job and leveling off some piles of fill from yesterday, and then he's gonna head back to the cottage. We got a couple loads of type 2 dumped back there. He's gonna head back there and level those out in a few spots. So yeah, busy day. We got a lot accomplished today, actually. I'm really satisfied with how that job went down there and how today went. We're knocking a few items off the list here, so that's always a good thing to do. But man, this weather, I tell you, they say April showers bring May flowers. Well, flowers need some sun too. All right, well, that gave me my workout. So I drove the truck down, and then I had to walk up and get the excavator, and here we are. So I just got my measuring tape out and I marked where the 100-foot mark from the water is for the septic field. We've got a little hole punched through here. This is going to be the second opening. The first one's right down there. You guys have seen that a few times. But I'm going to come in here now with the mulcher. If you look and see right through the trees, right there, you'll see a red cloth. That's the 100-foot mark from the water. So that's as far as my septic bed can be on this side or on this side. So what I got to do now is come in here, pick a good spot, get a good clearing, a driveway in, a clearing for the cottage, and you know, that's the job. We're probably gonna end up losing a couple of these birch trees, or at least one of these birch trees, but I want to try to keep as much mature trees as possible because there's not a lot here. This was all logged years ago, Some of this stuff is dead. That obviously has to be knocked down. These popple are just a nightmare. Those just an accident waiting to happen. So I don't want any popple really anywhere near the cottages. But the maples and the birch, those are a pretty strong tree. Anyway, let's start doing some grinding here and start getting this thing opened up. All right, so hopefully that's a good angle for you guys right here. It's actually been quite a while since I mulched. All right, well, let's do it. Takes a few minutes for the hydraulics to get heated up. Start flowing good. Curious to see how the new 80 does with the Osma head compared to this one and this machine. Did do a walkthrough here. I took about 10-15 minutes and I walked through and made sure that there was no bird's nest where I'm mulching, because this time of year is when birds they're laying their eggs. But I made sure that there was no bird's nest in the trees before I came in here. machines, but I'm especially curious to see the comparison in the reach and the power between the new Sandy, the 80, SY80, and this one, the 080, because they're such similar machines. I want to see like the power difference, the reach. I kind of feel like the Kubota has a bit more reach than the Sandy, but I really can't be certain on that until I actually check it. The angle blade, I don't really ever use it too much. I use it more when I'm in situations like this, where the ground's uneven. You can angle your blade to get more stability. I've used it on some grading jobs, but not too often, to be honest. But doing this stuff, it actually really comes in handy. Well, folks, would you look at that? Just when you think your day is going really good, it's 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. We're making some serious progress here, thinning this out, and this happens. So I can honestly say that this is the first time that I have ever dropped a track. I've been working with companies and with operators when I was the ground guy that dropped their tracks, but I have never had a track come off. So this is the first. So I was over here, like, okay, so this thing got close to 5,000 hours on it. The tensioners and stuff are starting to get weak in this. The tracks are getting wore out. Like, that's, you know, 5,000 hours is right around when that sort of stuff starts to happen. But I was in here just trying to get sort of down by the water's edge a little bit, and got propped up on this rock, between this rock and this rock, and it tilted me this way and tilted me that way, and next thing I knew, the track was off. So here I am, Friday afternoon, with a bunch of septic stuff going on here on Monday. And this is the machine I was going to use, obviously. So between now and Monday morning, I need to get this track back on this machine. And by yourself, these things are not easy to do. Let me tell you, they are not. Frig. Honestly, that did not Didn't need this, obviously no one needs this. But it's done now, so I guess really all I can do is roll with it and try to get this thing propped up and on. I'm gonna need a bar. I'm gonna need probably some ratchet straps to hold it up in place a bit. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. It's gonna be a challenge, but what can you do? What can you do? Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock. I really wanted to get the rest of this cleared off here for this lot today, but that's not gonna happen. There's a lot of boulders in here. You don't realize how much rock and stuff is in here until you start scratching around. So I know doing the septic is gonna be, it's gonna be a little bit interesting. Hopefully below these boulders are some good soil. I know over there is nice soil, so hopefully up there will be nice soil too. But anyway, pretty much gonna call this a day for today. This is where it's gonna have to sit. Man, oh man. Well, folks, I guess that's gonna call it for a day. So I really wanted to keep going this way a little bit and then come all the way over to here and go down for now until we mark out the septic. And these two birch trees are gonna have to come down. We gotta make some room in here in some of this flat area. I may even have to push stuff that way a little bit with the cottage. It's because there's so many boulders down this way. But anyway, things were going really good. It was such a good day. Like today was going so good. One of the best days I've had in a long time. And bang. My first time ever, and it happened today. But anyway, this will look so much better once this is all thinned out. I'm leaving some pine trees and a couple spruce trees behind, any hardwoods that I can. Man, oh man. I guess that's just how things go. But anyway, I'm gonna jump in this thing. I might run back to the cottage and see how John's making out. He's back there leveling off some of the type 2. And then head home, I guess. All right, folks, that's gonna do it. Yeah, things go from good to bad in a blink of an eye when you're doing this type of work. You can be living large and living high on life, and all of a sudden something like that happens. You blow a hydraulic hose. Who knows? But that's just how it goes in this line of business. So you gotta roll with it. What can you do? There's nothing you can do about it. It's done. I'll have to come back with the proper tools, a bar, some straps, maybe even bring the skid steer over if I'm by myself, just to help me out. But anyway, that's gonna do it. So until next time, which might be doing this, I don't know, because tomorrow I'm going on another job. I need to get started with the new machine. Anyway, we'll see what takes place with this. Anyway, guys, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye. All right, well, some bonus footage. I'm heading into the cottage to see how John made out. I hear a beep, beep, beep. Skid steer. He said you won't recognize this hill. Heck yeah, this is nice and solid now. Gotta like it, gotta like it. Oh yeah, this is much better. This is what we needed right here. Much, 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 much better. I still gotta do some ditching, but that is so much better. I'll go to show you guys quickly. No more big ruts. Awesome.